If there's a brand out there that doesn't stop promoting loud and clear, and that's what they're all about, it's got to be DB Drive. Now, today we're talking about marine audio, and we all know DB Drive's got product for just about every category, but we're going to dive a little bit deeper to find out exactly what the offering is from DB Drive in marine audio. This is CMA Connected, presented by SiriusXM, DB Drive, and it starts now. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another CMA Connected presented by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Now, of course, this week we're talking about marine audio, and the brand at hand is DB Drive. Yes, the brand known for loud and clear and coming up with so many cool pro-driven type components. Well, they've got a serious offering when it comes to marine audio. Today, we're lucky enough to be joined by their product expert, SUSANO GARZA JR, who's joined us before. He's going to walk us through all the great products they have, as well as representing Importel, who is the Canadian exclusive distributor for DB Drive in Canada. We've got Jaron in the house, the 12-volt Viking himself. They'll chime in on a couple key questions I have for him. But first, let's go to Junior. Junior, thank you for joining us. Listen, DB Drive, obviously, huge catalog, huge lineup. You guys got some pretty serious hardware that we're going to go over today in marine audio. I guess what I want to hear from you first is where's the success? I mean, how can you explain the devotion and the commitment that all these DB Drive dealers have to the brand, especially in the marine audio segment?
Well, the success that we have is basically based upon the fact that we not only put our sound quality, expectations into our general product, we put it into marine, we put it into everything we do. So basically you get a marine speaker that sounds just as good as any speaker that you put in a car and in a truck or whatever you want. So that's where we differ from a lot of other companies.
All right, the stage is set. Here we go. We're about to dive deep into DB Drive and marine audio. But first, of course, we got to show some love to our main sponsor. And of course, that is SiriusXM. Here's a word from our sponsor.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.
All right, welcome back. Let's get into it. DB Drive Marine Audio, we're going to start from the top. We're going to start with some power because they've got some amplifiers that have been causing just a ruckus everywhere. So I think I want to start with that first. Of course, we're talking about the WDX series of amplifiers from DB Drive. Susan, what's the deal on these? Why are they so popular? Why are everybody talking about these amps? Tell us all the details involved.
Well, Ben, what we found that a lot of people needed was amplifiers that were not only powerful. A lot of people make powerful amps, but something that was actually true marine grade. So what our new WDX line of amplifiers do is they're 100% waterproof. They provide the power that you need, and basically they have everything you need in an amplifier that is either going to work on your boat, your UTV, ATV, anything that may get shown to the elements. These are the amplifiers to use. Now we have down here where we're located, a lot of people use UTVs and they like to stick them in rivers, put them in, all kinds of places. So we've definitely needed something that was, extremely, extremely weatherproof. So we found, that need, and we want to deliver on it.
So break it down for us. What is the exact offering as far as the models and what does the entire series offer?
Well, on the WDX line, what we ended up doing is we offer two main amplifiers, which is our WDX M4 and our WDX M1.5. The differences is that the M4 is a 4-channel amplifier, specifically for your mids and highs. And then we have a dedicated sub amplifier that works, for your woofers, or, it's basically a mono amplifier.
Why don't you tell us a couple of key features and benefits when it comes to the WDX line of amplifiers?
Well, Ben, what we're really, really, fond of is our new, like I said, waterproof, connections. You got your waterproof crossover built into the back of this plate, which as soon as you bolt it down, seals it up. So you basically got no way of getting any kind of water or anything into this amplifier. So it's a high-powered amp, small chassis. As you can see, it's not much bigger than my hand. Uh, it's just a great little amplifier for the price, the size. I mean, you really can't go wrong with it.
One of the big questions when you're looking at the DB Drive catalog, there's certainly a lot of different products and a lot of different sub-brands, if you will. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to ask you, Junior, what does it all mean? Can you break out for us what the different brands within the DB Drive umbrella of products actually mean?
Okay, here at DB Research, what we have is, we make a lot of sub brands. So we have, in let's say, our DB Drive line, our Amphibious is actually our marine line in the DB Drive line, and then in our Euphoria line we have Expert, which is geared towards motorcycles and marine. You can actually use them for either or. So we got an offering for any one of those applications. So your Expert you can use in your UTVs, ATVs. A lot of people even use them in boats. It's just really how loud you want to get with it.
All right, those WDX amplifiers, I love it. Small, compact body. I mean, only inputs and outputs on one side, and then you've got the plate on top to protect all the crossover settings and all that stuff. Now, that's not the only offering when it comes to marine grade amplifiers. We also have another series, and I believe it's called Neo. Why don't you tell us all about that?
Correct, Ben. And we do have also the Neo line, which is in our Amphibious line of DB Drive. We carry different amplifiers on those. We have different applications. We have a mini series, which we have a 1, 2, and 4 channel amplifier, which are very, very small in size and easy and compact, easy to mount anywhere. And then we have our Neo one. It's a little bit bigger footprint, but it does also, have a lot more power than the minis. So on those, we actually offer a monoblock. We offer a 4 channel, and we also offer even a 5 channel amplifier in case somebody wants to put a sub in a boat or a UTV, ATV, whatever it may be.
It sounds like the design on these new amplifiers are really focused on small footprint. Would you happen to have some to show just to get an idea of just how small we're talking about?
Actually, I happen to have one right here that you can see, Ben. This is our Neo Mini amplifier, which, as you can see, it's a very small amplifier. Like I said, these are really nice. They're offered in 1, 2, or 4 channels. Great little amplifiers. They're still kind of sealed off. They still have, they're not the WDX 100% waterproof, but they are marine grade. Great little amplifiers, great power, able to mount just about anywhere. And then if you're looking for bigger power, we do have our Neo series. This is actually a 5 channel amplifier right here, and it's a tiny little amplifier. You can fit just about anywhere. And these we offer in a 5, 4, and 1 channel as well.
Those are a really nifty set of small footprint amplifiers, which I think a lot of dealers are looking for because, everybody says, there's rooms on boats. Well, not all boats have amazing, huge cabinets to be able to put amps in. So it's nice to see that DB Drive offers a compact footprint exactly to meet the needs when space is a concern. Now, moving on to some noise making, some loud speakers. We're talking, of course, about the tower speaker category. And when it comes to tower speakers, well, it looks like DB Drive's got 2 models that we can look at. And I'm going to let Junior explain exactly what the breakdown is for each of them.
That's correct, Ben. We do carry 2 different models as far as our tower speakers go. We carry our APT modal speakers, which we offer in a 6.5, 8-inch, and 10-inch speaker. Of course, there's little changes between the sizes. Your 10-inch will have a compressed horn. Your 6.5 will have your oversized tweeter, pro audio style tweeter. And then we carry, of course, our APT RGB, which would be, our 6 inches, 8-inch, and then 10. On that one, we don't have a 10, but we do carry a variety of color. We carry white and black to match, whatever boat color you have or whatever color you want to use.
Well, you know what they say, Junior, seeing is believing. So I'm hoping you have one there so you can show us the aesthetics and how they're built and maybe point out all the different features between the models.
Okay, Ben. Yeah, this is actually our 10-inch tower, which carries a oversized speaker. It's basically a modal speaker, so this is going to be one of the loudest cans that we carry. This is offered in a flat black finish, rugged look, very, very well made speaker. And this is, like I said, our modal series. Now we carry our RGB series, which we offer, like I said, in 2 colors, which is black and white. And then this also carries your clamp that you can swivel and adjust whichever direction you may need. You can turn them around. You got your connections. Now, the cool thing that about these is that the RGB ones you can actually match up with all our lighting. So you can get an RGB controller. You want to add some accent lights to your boat. You can all control it with the same app that you got on your phone. So you can basically link up our speakers together with our rock lights, together with our actual light bars, which is a cool feature that a lot of people seem to like.
So to help me understand, there are clearly two different models. From your experience, Junior, what type of dealer or what is the situation for a dealer to decide between one model versus the other?
It basically boils down to a lot of the times, believe it or not, it's just looks. Uh, Either one of these sound great. So a lot of the times it boils down to where a guy that has a boat has to have white speakers. Well, we do carry them in white, so he can get them in white. Sometimes they gonna go on a UTV, so they have to have that matte finish. So we have that as well. And then, like I said, it's pretty cool that you can interact with all our lighting with our app. So that's a really neat feature that helps a lot of people decide as well.
All right, so we're going to stick on the theme of speakers here. We're going to go from tower speakers to the regular full range speakers. Why don't you walk us through what the offering is when it comes to full range speakers and the different sizes and options that are included in that?
Correct, Ben. We also carry our APS line of speakers, which is, our speakers for boats, which we also carry in two colors, which is your black and your white. We have different sizes, which is really nice depending on what type of boat you're using, or if you're using a UTV, like I said, if you're using a motorcycle, we even have 6x9s. So in these, what we have is we have a 6.5, 8-inch 6x9. You can get RGB with any one of those. So, or you can get them without, just depending on what you're looking for in the speaker.
Well, as with all DB products, there's always a step up. So what you showed me right there is super cool. You've got lighting options and so on and so forth. But what about for the guy that wants it loud? You know what I'm talking about. I'm sure there's a solution. Why don't you tell us all about it?
Yes, of course. We have what's loud, and basically what we're using in our motorcycles. I recommend our WDX modal speakers. We have different sizes, and we also have them with your oversized tweeter, and we also carry them with a compression horn, just depending on what you're trying to accomplish as far as loud goes. I personally love the compression horn speakers. They're great to have. They sound good in just about anything you put it on, so that would be the way to go.
Now, I have been lucky enough, Junior, to be able to hear these speakers in person. But for those that can't, I want you to take one of these products and show them the build quality and why these things are made the way they are. That really explains their performance.
Well, they're made with your weatherproofing material, your cone. They have a nice grill to keep all the stuff out. This one's just loose right now. A really nice oversized magnet, so you can handle the power that you need. And we actually include a bass filter right on the speaker, so your tweeter's always protected. On our WDX modal line, what we offered is basically we were after that loud sound. So what we did is we integrated a pro audio style mid range and then added an oversized tweeter to it. Now it is also available with a compression horn, which is personally my favorite speaker to use because they sound great in just about anything. Of course, our cone on these speakers are already treated for weather. We offer a real nice grill for them. All these have oversized magnets to handle the power. You also have your bass filter included with the speaker. This is just the right speaker to put in just about any application, whether it be even a vehicle, not just your marine, applications. They also offer a very nice wide range of sound as far as it'll pick up a lot more frequencies than your standard coax speaker. That's why a lot of people look at them and they look just like your standard coax when they're really not. They just handle a wide variety of frequency range. Now, another great feature about these speakers is uh, we offer them not only in a standard 6.5, we have 8s, 6x9. Uh, we just carry, these speakers in just about anything you need for any application.
All right, Junior. So we've gone through the APS series. Then we've stepped it up to the Moto series. I want to ask the question on behalf of the dealers that have those customers that want the ultimate. I mean, the guys that absolutely will pay whatever to be the baddest, the loudest setup on the water. What do you got for those customers?
Okay, there, what I would recommend is that you jump into our Euphoria Expert line, which is our flagship product that we carry for motorcycles, boats, whatever you may need. Uh, we have a wide variety of speakers there that are weather resistant, high powered. All of these are neodymium magnets. So, very well made speaker. They're all rolled surrounds, double roll. It's just it's a step up in any kind of marine speaker that you may have.
Well, these speakers have made a name for themselves, especially in the motorcycle world. Again, I've kind of spoiled. I get to hear these things, and it's incredible. The sound that comes out of these drivers just blows my mind. Why don't you show us a little bit of the design elements and the build quality of these speakers?
For sure, Ben. What we have on these speakers is more than anything, like I said, our neodymium magnet is what makes this speaker, handle the power that they handle. Uh, our paper treated cone, which is the weather resistant cone, along with our oversized tweeter, your bass filter. This is just the way to go if you just want to be the loudest person on the lake. Now, the cool thing about these is we also offer a variety of different options. You can jump from, let's say, your standard paper cone with oversized tweeter all the way up to a carbon fiber cone with a compression horn. And this actually comes with a full crossover, not just a bass filter. This comes with a full crossover, so you'll get the frequencies right when you install it with your amplifier.
Now, of course, Junior, if we're here to talk about marine audio, of course, we cannot skip on some of the most important stuff, the fun stuff, which is bass. So let's talk about what bass options you have or subwoofer options you have from DB Drive when it comes to bass and marine audio situations.
Yes, of course, Ben. We actually have in our amphibious line, we carry a 10-inch subwoofer, which is a nice flat subwoofer. Uh, Gives off 500 watts of power. It's weather treated, works very well. Can work up to as small as a half a cubic foot box. Uh, some people use them in free air. It just depends. Like I said, it's a nice woofer to put in any marine system to upgrade that sound. You got to have bass. You got to have a subwoofer.
Now, I think I've seen the sub before, and I remember it being kind of unique in its shape and it quite shallow, so that'll help in a lot of installation scenarios. Why don't you point out a couple of the key features from its physicality?
Sure, Ben. This is actually, like I said, a really cool woofer because it is a shallow sub, so it's very, very easy to mount somewhere. Like I said, it works in a very small enclosure. It's got a, weather treated cone. It's got a really nice rubber surround. Mounts up, seals up very nice. You got your push terminals. Handles 500 watts. What else do you need in a sub for a boat?
So, Junior, we've pretty much done the rounds. We've talked about subwoofers, we've talked about 3 different series of full range speakers, and we've talked about tower speakers. Do you have any solutions to really round it out when it comes to the source unit category?
Yes, we sure do, Ben. We actually carry a couple of different styles of source units. We have your standard Bluetooth module, which is your volume control with an RCA out, so you can connect, a full system to it. And then we also have our DBT 300, which is our little bit, upgraded version, which will have a built-in FM AM radio. It's got RCA outputs, auxiliary in, and then of course your Bluetooth.
All right, very interesting. So obviously, pretty much covering the bases when it comes to Bluetooth or the standard size. Do you have any that you happen to have with you that you can show us what they look like?
Actually, we do, Ben. We have our volume control Bluetooth knob on hand. We got, your RCA outputs. We, got the mounting bracket that you need for it. It'll let you forward, and reverse songs. It has the volume control. It's got everything you need to add a system for any marine application. And of course, we also have, like I said, our upgrade, which is our DBT 300. This is a full AM FM radio. You got, of course, your 100% waterproof front face that will be showing. This is actually pretty neat because you got 2 sets of RCAs along with an auxiliary input. And of course, you got USB input as well. So this is basically a full head unit and it's 100% marine grade.
I'll be honest, Junior, I think we've done a pretty good job taking the entire catalog and presenting it today, but what would marine audio be without lighting? We can't talk about this without having some lighting solution. So what's DB Drive's answers to the lighting frenzy that is marine audio?
Correct, Ben. Most boats have to have lights. You can't be fishing in the dark. So we do offer a wide variety of different light bars. We have anything from your ditch lights all the way up to your 52-inch light bar. Another cool feature that we have, we talked about earlier, is we have most of our light bars are available with RGB. So what that does is it lets you have accent lighting in case you don't want to, have all that light on. You can accent light it to red, blue, to change colors, to flash, to do whatever you want. And the cool thing, like I said before, is that our speakers, along with our lighting, all integrates together with a nifty piece that's our Bluetooth control module for RGB.
It's good to know that you've kind of thought about everything when it comes to lighting, but can you show us what these controllers look like from a installation standpoint and maybe some of the features that come along with?
Well, the cool thing, Ben, is that actually your controller is going to be your phone. Our Bluetooth module is something that goes hidden inside your installation, which is this little nifty piece right here, like I was talking about. This basically gives you up to 8 different options to hook up. So if you have 4 speakers, 2 light bars, another 2 ditch lights, this allows you to interact everything together. So it all basically plays at the same time and in sync. And like I said, you just download an app on your phone. You can control it through that means, and you have all the functionality of all your RGB lights on your boat or UTV, whatever it may be.
Great job today, Junior. Listen, I want to give you every opportunity. Tell the folks at home, tell the dealers that are tuning in why they need to consider working with and supporting DB Drive when it comes to their marine audio builds this season.
Well, Ben, like I said, the reason that I would recommend our product to go anywhere would be the simple fact is that we have you all the way from top to bottom, all the way from your source unit to your speakers, to your amplifiers, to your tower speakers, lighting. You could do a complete boat with just our product, and you're getting quality stuff.
So, of course, if you're a dealer tuning in and you happen to be located in Canada, you need to know that Importel is the Canadian exclusive distributor for all things DB Drive. I've invited Mr. Jaron Helmeland, who we know as the 12-volt Viking, in to kind of get his take on what we've learned today. Now, Jaron, great presentation from Junior today. What is your top 3 takeaway or top 3 hottest products that you've seen presented today?
Thanks for having me on, Ben. Yeah, we definitely learned a lot from Junior today. He's a great knowledge base for all his products, of course. And the big takeaway is, like he said, about they have the complete product line for everything you need from the top down, from your source unit all the way to your subwoofer amplifiers. Definitely cool products that we saw today. The huge takeaways is the new WDXM amplifiers. Tiny footprint, fully waterproof, could go anywhere in a boat. And tower speakers, definitely a go-to, and different levels in the tower speakers for different customers that have that different needs out of their systems. And then everything down to RGB controller. They've thought of it all to really have that complete package from DB.
So obviously, the relationship between DB Drive and Importel has gone on several years. It's a huge success. You've got a big client base which really believes in the product. Can you speak to those dealers who haven't perhaps tried DB Drive yet or haven't connected with you, Importel, to really try this gear out? What do you have to say to them on the success story behind the relationship of Importel and DB Drive and its Canadian-based dealers?
Yeah, something that it definitely is intimidating. I know when I've been looking at new brands and new catalogs, is you see this very vast catalog of all these SKUs. And I think Junior helped narrow it down to the offerings that they have specifically within the marine category, and then even different levels within the marine category for those different customers. So I think that's a huge benefit to Importel and DB to working together, is to have this wide product line, but being able to narrow it down and explain. And there is some crossovers there, like he talked between the moto speakers, whether it be power sports bikes, crosses over into that marine segment. And DB is a huge name in pro audio, and that DNA goes through and goes hand in hand with marine. You're outdoors in these marine applications, which they do very well at, and very well at having a loud, crisp, clear sound out of their speakers. So I think that DNA goes hand in hand when we're talking marine and pro audio, and that's what makes them a great brand to deal with.
Now, finally, Jaron, I know you and I were in the same space in the same time. Earlier on this year, we're in Vegas at a K-Fest event, and we got to hear firsthand some of these expert speakers in a bike. And I said it earlier on in the show, it absolutely blew my mind. I want to hear your take on your experience hearing that in person.
Yeah, I was truly blown away when I got to hear that bike on, and how loud it could be, but at the same time, crystal clear at the same time. It's just, I've learned a lot from Junior within the pro audio segment. It's still relatively new to me, but like hearing that bike is just amazing. That mid bass hit, the highs are just crystal clears out of the horn and compression tweeters that they use in their products. It's just, I was truly blown away with how great it sounded, and not just great sounding, but great sounding in an open environment, which is tough to do because it's not like being in a car where you're almost in a closed listening room. We were in a big hall, and to have that crystal clear sound was just awesome.
And there you have it. That's a wrap on this particular CMA Connected, all about DB Drive, specifically marine audio. I want to give a shout out to my man, SUSANO Garza from DB Drive for joining us today, as well as Jaron, the 12-volt Viking from Importel. That's it for this CMA Connected, presented by SiriusXM. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.
Hey guys, Ricky Lima here from SiriusXM. I had a chance to speak to some dealers and ask them what they love about selling SiriusXM. Here's what they had to say.
Coast-to-coast coverage.
I love SiriusXM for commercial-free music.
It's a great add-on sale and a profit opportunity.
We love selling SiriusXM because you can listen to the same channel coast to coast.
Profitability and ease of installation. It's a no-brainer.
We love selling SiriusXM for its ease of installation, great profitability, and reliability.
People love it